Right? We are back in here. Oh, good. It kept my Zoom from the last time. Awesome sauce. This has been a little bit of an interesting day here so far. I've reset my router, so hopefully this will allow us to be able to continue without it being a horribly pixelated video. I'm pulling up my stuff right here. Hopefully, yes, we have a good picture. So that helped and that worked. So we are ready to keep going. So just to kind of recap where we were and where the last one ended abruptly because of the internet problems. You're down here coloring these. I'm using an idea similar to that of thinking of Mario, Dr. Mario, and doing these as the little pills that would throw down and then make lines like Tetris and disappear. If you matched several that were close. They came in 3 colors, blue, red, and orange. So very simple and easy there. So I'm just looking here and coloring in these accordingly. I don't know why I did not have the pixelation problems with my first couple of videos, and now it seems that I'm having a lot of pixelation issues. So I'm really confused as to why all the issues all of this sudden. And I'm sorry about those. I bought a new phone because first of all, mine was dying that I was using. I thought, oh, this would be great. I'll upgrade the camera and we'll have better live streams. It'll be a win for everybody with this. And now that I've got the better camera on this, it seems I'm having internet issues to now have to fight. Oh, with the orange there was one. Where were you? Right here. I hadn't gotten the yellow added in. Need to start with orange on these. So if you're just joining in now and you haven't watched the other videos, there's a whole series. This is my 7th week working on this set here. So if you want to catch up, you can. All of the videos are uploaded and there for you to keep up. So if you want to go back and grab those, they're waiting. Just using 3 colors here to blend in with the yellow from orange, dark yellow, and then yellow. It creates enough interest in our yellow that it doesn't just look super flat. Because yellow is tricky, as I said multiple times in this one, to get a good yellow. I don't think I blended that one. Looks like it at least. So just got a couple left here. Got to decide. I'm going to make you blue right here. You get down to these last couple. It's like, okay, what color will work there? I need to clean this just a little. Okay, let me turn my chat back up here so I can see you guys. If you want to say anything. Wow, thank you. Thank you for the compliment. I think this has been a lot of fun, and for using, a simple set of pencils, it's gotten a lot of interesting effects. Okay, I was getting ready to do some. Where did you go? Right here. Going in. And now you see I'm like at all my, rather than putting my pencils back right here, I end up tucking them all in my hand. I've been really bad about that lately because it's like I'm sitting here and I'm having trouble holding them and controlling what I'm doing. It's like they're just all sitting there. You can't put them down. So you could be blue here. Last couple, and then we'll move on. I'm still not for sure on these little bits down here, so I'm probably going to come back to those and do those in a little bit once I make up my mind. You can be blue right there. And then you're going to be blue. here. You see how dark it goes on, but then once I use the white to help blend it, it tames it just that little bit, brings it into much more bright blue. And then we've got that little dot right there. We'll make it yellow for fun. And I'm just going to do 2 shades with their orange and the yellow. Really bright. Okay, so next I said I was going to do these like a ruby. So for rubies, we're going to use light violet. And when we lay that with the red, it'll make like a burgundy color right there. My red and pink. So those are going to be my 3 shades. Like I had 3 shades for these here. You could go back in, and we'll do this at the end with a gel pen when you just kind of add a little sparkle spot, you know, with it. It really makes these look a lot more like gems. So we will get to that. So I'm just going to lay in some light color to start. I'm thinking about this and the fact that this side of the gem would be a little darker than this side. So as I'm laying in these colors kind of randomly, I won't put as many light faces on the side. So you see that I'm putting the red, the carmine right on top of it. And I'll come in and do a couple of just plain red. Now I'm going to put pink on top of that red. Now a couple of pink faces. And that's got us started. So you see how this has all of the different colors coming in. Now we'll pull it together. It looks a little disjointed right now. So I've got my light violet right here. And I'm just going to darken down here a little bit. See, that's area that would be in quite a bit of shadow. And in all honesty, this isn't like the most realistic. If you actually went and looked at these, they wouldn't be. But for some reason, I find that the eye wants this to be true. So it tries to look for this little bit of shadowing when you look at it. So it helps it look a little more realistic. I'm going to put a teeny bit of red into those pink facets. Not a lot, just kind of laying in just a teeny bit to tint it. I'm going to grab my white, make sure it's clean. I can't remember what color I used last, so I'm going to sharpen this up. And I'm going to use this to white blend these together. And I'm using a pretty good amount of pressure right now on this. there is one ruby done down there. Now it's not the darkest of rubies. This doesn't have a wide variety of reds. I could sit here and really work and lay in a bunch. When we go in and add a couple of white lines to kind of give it the brightness, it'll stand out a little bit more, but I'm having fun. I'm not going to sit here and dwell on one little stone for an hour here. I'm going to move on and enjoy this. Actually, I need to start with the violet here. Okay, now going in with the red. And a little bit on the violet ones just to help tie them together here. And then going in with the pink. Take that top red. Ada Hewitt has a great video on doing different gems, whether they're smooth or faceted. So I would recommend going over and checking out her video if you want to know more on that one. Oh, thank you for the compliment there, Katrina. Just seeing that. So hopefully we will get to finish today. The internet has been my nemesis the past 2 weeks, so I'm trying to hopefully finish these up today and then be moving on. And it's been having a hard time deciding what to do next. Knowing that if we start another one of these, the number of weeks that has us going into Christmas, I thought, well, maybe we'll do something Christmassy. You know, taking our time, doing one of those. I also got the set of Crayola pencils here, the blend and, what are they? The blend, it's like blend and shade. It comes in these tins. I did an opening of those yesterday, so you can check that out if you want to. So I'm thinking about using those because those also are a 24 set that are available out there right now. A lot of people are curious about them. So I'm still on the fence and want to use them a little bit more before I make my final decision. So thinking about those. Now I'm ready to move on to some bugs for a little bit. So we're going to be looking at these guys right here first because I don't have to move my camera a whole lot for those. So they are, and let me see if I can find the actual name. I don't remember the name of these. They're the little beetles in Mario that you jump on. They're hard shells. Sometimes you can get and wear like the beetle hat. Some of these, they are pretty much black and white with a little bit of brown. So I thought rather than trying to come in and do a ton of shading on these, I'm gonna do a little bit. I thought I would do mostly black, and then I can use my white gel pen to just get a hard white line on those when we come back to give that its shiny shell. I thought that would be a neat look, and we can do these little white details, which now, honestly, we should probably put in those white details first so we don't accidentally get black in there. So let me get my white, nice and clean white here. So my thought was these little bits right in here would be white. See those? And I do the legs in brown. Come over here and do this guy. And we'll do little brown legs here real quick. And this is the straight brown. See my little itty bitty nub. If you wanted, you could try to do a darker in towards the body and then pull it out a little bit darker. This is a teeny tiny little area. I'm going to do their little heads in brown too. This is such a tiny little area. I'm not gonna bother because what little bit it will add, it will take forever and it will probably drive you insane trying to get it in there and doing it just right. You saw the video. Will you be doing Christmas coloring lots? I have really been trying to decide what to do. I have not bought any new books. All I've got for my Christmas right now is still my Johanna's Christmas. And I got it out the other day and looked at it realizing, wow, last year I'd already uploaded 2 Christmas alongs by this point. I was like, oh my, it's really time. So I just talked about the idea of possibly doing the Christmas coloring longs with my Mondays. Because if you saw my on my Thursday night live stream that I did, I am currently working on a large project that's gonna need 9 pieces total to be finished for it. And so I'm devoting a whole lot of time to getting those together right now. So trying to find time to do large ones and then edit is very difficult right now. So I'm trying to be creative. I thought maybe we could do that for the Monday morning live stream for the next couple of weeks, do some Christmas stuff. I can pull that book back out. I still have plenty of pages left. Last year, my goodness, I was coloring in that one all the way up through, I used it through February because I did a Valentine's Day one out of it. So it got a lot of use last year. I'm thinking about using those Crayolas that I just got in some of those. Now, if you notice, I'm leaving a little bit up here white, just kind of help just a teeny bit. I'm white blending this too. My first one came out a little darker than I wanted. If I was using Prismacolors, I could throw a streak of white on that, but I think that will get those guys done. I'm just going to move my book down. We're going to come up here to the dragonfly up here at the top. I'm watching to see to make sure I got him in frame. Just going to bring him down just a teeny bit more. There we go. And looking at this, there is a flying Koopa Troopa is on here. And the Koopa Troopers are yellow, green, and white. And I thought, okay, that's enough colors in here to really have some fun with this. So I'm going to start with my yellow. And I'm going to block in my areas as I'm going through to show you where all of this is first. So I'm just going to go in very, very lightly. And this is, I use this when I'm having to think through and still wanting to color what I'm going to do. And then I can come back. So the head is yellow. I'm just super, super lightly giving myself a map. So this is one of my little techniques here. The body is yellow. So his tail then would be yellow. So quite a bit of yellow right here. So are his legs. So it's going to look like a sea of yellow at first. Just wait, we'll come in. Now that I know that that's what that's going to be, we're going to come in and we're going to start doing a little bit of laying in our darkers. The darker shades. So down here on this lower belly, I've got my dark yellow. Put in a little shadowing up here on the face. This isn't really an orangey yellow. That's why I'm not using my orange to do this one. It is pretty straight up yellow. Okay, so see we're getting this in here. We'll do the bottom of the feet dark. Now I'm going to come in back in now with the yellow, and I'm going to go a little bit more firmly with it in here. And I'm going to leave that top there alone. I'm not really adding any color up there to the top. And that white, now I'm going to use the white to Really pull it all together. And I'm realizing I didn't clean that. I was very fortunate there wasn't black sitting on that. I want a little more shadowing down there on the bottom. So I'm going to pull out my yellow ochre. I'm sharpening it right now to get a really good tip. So I'll spray in there for just a second. I'm going to put in, I'm pushing pretty firmly to get a good line just down here at the very, very bottom. I'm going to put it in right here too where the tail and the body come together. And just really almost exaggerating that shadow down there. And that'll keep my yellow in a true yellow versus the orangey yellow that we had down here. So two different ways to approach yellow there. That's got his body done. Now, to me, the white seems like it's just this little bit of an accent afterthought. So I'm going to be using green to be all the pretty details in this one. I'm actually going to use 2 shades of green with it. I'm going to go a little bit darker. So this area out here where it's kind of like an outline, I'm going to go with the darker green, but I'm going to put my lighter green in first so that it will, I want it to be the focal. So I want to make sure that it is really in here. So I'm starting off with number 4, which in this one, number 4 is the sap green, and I'm going to come back in with a more limey shade of the light green, which is number 19. Give it a teeny bit in here for the light green to calm down almost on. Just get an idea of a Koopa Troopa here. It really, for those of you who do know Super Mario, you're gonna know, wait a minute, it's a little different in the actual one. But I thought they're the ones that fly without needing a cloud like Lakitu. I'm also surprising myself with the number of names I know off the top of my head for these guys. Okay, now grabbing that green, and my tip on this, you can see how tiny my little pieces here from where I've broken them. I'm gonna try to get as good a tip as I can. See the graphite side if I can get a little bit tighter. That's about as good as I'm gonna get on this. I feel like I'm coloring with this little knob, which they are surprisingly comfortable in your hand, more so than I would have ever imagined. But sometimes getting into the tight spaces is a little more demanding with these. So I'm trying to get in tiny little spots. You can see how pretty that's blending together. It's a very happy green. Now you have choices right here. I'm going to blend with white. You can also blend with yellow if you want it to go to that little more limey shade with this. That's also an option. I'm going to use my white to really saturate those in here. I'm going to use that darker green in just a minute in case I get to see how cool that's going to look. I'm excited. Okay, so the darker green right here, which in this one is Hooker's green, I'm also going to be using my dark blue to help really make this dark. And here, I'm just going to come in now. I'm going to start light because I can always go darker. Right there. And this little guy in here is going to be. So I'm going to come in with the dark blue right here. I'm going to lay that in. Where the big shadows would be on this. Actually, I need to do this right in here too. And I'm going to come in and press a little more firmly with my green. I don't think the blue got it as shadowed as I wanted. So another one I can use is the purple. I prefer not to go to black. I don't have to, just because black tends to muddy things up a little bit more than others do. And I'm going to go back to the sap green to finish this off. And it's going to look a lot darker on top of the hooker's green. And that's going to be my lightest shade in here. It really stands out next to that lighter green that we put in. I'm going to put little dots in here. Now I'm going to color the white in white up here, just so that when we come back in a moment with the pastel, it won't disappear. We're pixelated again. What is going on? Why do we keep pixelating? See if I'm going to come back.